Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Chris Allen here on the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter on this April 25th, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Weather stick is blue again today. Yesterday was a good day. It felt maybe just a little bit warmer. The actual high at the Bowling Green Airport was 60. So it was a couple of degrees warmer. And today, will be a couple of degrees warmer than yesterday and the day before. That's what I was trying to say. The average 73, so we were 13 degrees below the average for the day yesterday. Here's a look at satellite and high pressure in control, but we're seeing a few more clouds. And today you will notice a few more clouds with the sunshine, but nothing coming from those clouds as far as precipitation. We're going to remain rain free, even though at times it may look a little cloudy here and there. We're going to start with those clouds this morning, and then we'll just call it a mix of sun and clouds or a partly sunny day here for southern Kentucky and much of the region as high pressure continues its stronghold over the area. These are just some upper clouds that are just passing through the area, and we'll continue to just move on through this morning and for the first part of the day especially. Here's a look at the 10-day blender now, and you can see that we do moderate temperatures. It's just going to take a little bit before we get there. We'll go mid to upper 60s today, then around or near 70 tomorrow, back into the mid 60s on Thursday. That's when we'll start to see the better chance of rain moving into the area. Then we go 70, 72 for Friday, Saturday. Another little bit of a cool down thanks to a cold front as we get into Sunday and Monday. After that, mid to upper 60s, back into the 70s, even mid 70s as we get into next Friday, next weekend. It's really going to start to warm up. So enjoy these temperatures while you can, because after this next 7 to 10 days is gone, I'm thinking we're going to be done with any kind of coolish weather. This, to me, yesterday was just perfect. I thought it was perfect. That's just me, though. It wasn't as breezy. You go outside, you breathe, there's low humidity, there's plenty of fresh air, and it was just a gorgeous day. To me, that's some bonus weather right there. Today will be just like that, just as I said, maybe a few more clouds. Well, let's take a look at current temperatures as of 5:08 this morning as I'm recording this podcast. You can see that we have where the skies are clear in the central and eastern part of the state, upper 20s, low 30s. But you see, as you get into some of the clouds, where the clouds are here in southern Kentucky and western Kentucky, temperatures are a bit warmer, some upper 30s to low 40s. That the clouds that are moving through this morning acting kind of as a blanket, holding in any kind of a heat so it doesn't radiate and escape from overnight. So not as much of a worry about frost this morning, even on your windshield or on your plants, but they are concerned about some frost, I think, more likely in the central and eastern parts of the state, where you go from upper 20s to low 30s to mid 30s. It's probably a different issue in that part of the Commonwealth. All right, on to the model maps here. And we can see the flow is beginning to warm up a little bit more. And that trough that's been sitting over us, that colder part of the jet stream, you see right here, yeah, it's still cutting through this morning. So this is where some of the chillier winds have been coming through, and that little, dip in the temperature that we've been feeling. But now we're going to start to feel a much warmer flow coming off of the Pacific and down along the Gulf Coast. Everybody's going to start to feel some warmer temperatures over the next few days. Put this into motion. You can see this departure of that colder punch that's been over us. But you can also see a low pressure system and developing showers out in the plains. All of that is going to come our direction over the next few days. And here we see this is going into Tuesday night. We start to see some of that push of the moisture coming in from the south and west. Stronger thunderstorms over Texas today. There could even be some severe weather. Then eventually into Oklahoma, Arkansas, even parts of Mississippi, as you see there. This is as we get into tomorrow. Then we start to see on Wednesday, we get a little bit of shower activity Wednesday night, arcing with a warm front. And the low, the upper low, the reason why it's not drawn on here, it's an upper low, not a surface low. But that upper low will start to bring in a lot of moisture and a lot of instability to that part of the country. We'll be on the warm front side, and with that, we'll get some showers. Maybe a rumble of thunder, but we're not calling for severe weather out of this system. Here we go into Thursday. Pretty good coverage of rain. As you can see, the stronger weather will be south of us, Mississippi, Alabama, the Gulf Coast. We'll be in this shield of rain wrapping back around the low pressure system, which will become tilted a bit. And usually when that happens, we get some severe weather, but it doesn't appear that with this occlusion or that this thing wrapping around itself, I don't think we're going to see severe weather. We'll just get some general showers, perhaps a few thunderstorms out of this as we get into Thursday, as you see here. But the Gulf of Mexico will be open for business, and we'll have some Atlantic flow coming off here, wrapping around that low pressure system. So it's going to rain, and it's going to rain for a few days, just kind of off and on. It's not going to be a continual rain, but it'll be rain nonetheless. Once it starts, the chance is going to be there for some showers for southern Kentucky as we get into the weekend and even into the beginning of next week. So let me show you that on the surface map this morning as we put the next 7 days into view. And here it comes with the here and now. High pressure in control, keeping us dry. We'll watch this boundary to the north, which is going to be sort of eaten away by this high pressure. Notice high pressure is at 1024 millibar. This low is at, what, 1019? I mean, this is a weak low pressure. This is a strong high pressure. But the main system is coming up out of the Gulf of Mexico and through the Rockies and through the plains. This is where the more organized weather is going to be over the coming days. But as it draws closer to us, high pressure still, wanting to keep us dry. It does begin to move off into New England and off into the Atlantic. That's going to open things up here from the Gulf of Mexico. You see the dark reds here indicating strong thunderstorms, severe weather today in parts of Texas and Oklahoma, as I showed you. This system is the one that's going to move northward and meet up with this boundary, which is trying to fall apart. It actually becomes more of a stationary system because it has nowhere to go. You've got blocking high here to the east. So this system moves through parts of the eastern Great Lakes, dropping a front through the area on Wednesday. And then this organized system, this upper low, is going to try to travel up into Kentucky, meet up with this boundary, and that's when we start to squeeze out a lot more rain. Here we go into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. It becomes more obvious that we're going to get some rain. And then Thursday, pretty good coverage of rain, maybe a rumble to thunder, but again, we're not calling for severe weather here. And finally, those two systems meet up, and actually another system out in the plains follows that one with some more wind and cooler air. Here we go, Friday into Saturday. The system finally crosses the Ohio River as one big system, and then it will continue to move up into the Ohio Valley on Saturday, into Sunday, moves into the Great Lakes. And even though it's going to cool off a bit as we get into Sunday, into Monday. As you saw in the 10-day blender, once this system is gone, we are going to begin to warm up considerably as we get into the middle of next week. So 70s will return. It's just going to take a little bit longer before that gets here. In the meantime, enjoy this nice respite from, much warmer temperatures. We've had some 80s, even mid to upper 80s lately. And now this is just a kind of a refreshing break. You don't want to get too much into summer yet. I mean, well, okay. All right. I hear you. Some of you do. Some of you are waiting for that, big burst of hot sunshine and humid air and all that so you can open up the pools and you can go swimming and go do whatever you want to. I get it. But there's still plenty of time for that. It's just here we are close to the end of April and the beginning of May. Things are pretty much where they ought to be, just right now below average in temperature, but we'll catch up. Oh, will we catch up? We're going to catch up soon. All right, headed to the radio station, Sam 100.7 for the morning show. I've got some things to give away this morning if you're a listener. 6 to 10, Sam 100.7 on your FM dial. In the meantime, thank you for watching as always. God bless you, and I will see you on the radio.